All right, what's going on, everybody? Another episode, another week. The Promoters Ball. Your boy Wall Street Dame. Tonight, oh man, Craig is early on the game. Craig, what's good? Hold on, let me invite you in here, Craig. Give me a second here. Craig, let me see if you can request me. Sorry. Go here. Yep. So we got my man, the one and only Craig G, is in the building today.
I'm here, brother. I'm here, brother. Always on time, baby. Never late, baby.
Craig, I've never known you to be late.
Never late,
Ever.
baby. I'm a boss. I'm a CEO. I'm always on time. The doors are open. I got to be there early.
I'll see you, man. What's going on, Craig?
I'm chilling. I'm in the car, so I do apologize for the lighting. I'm in the car because I'm in front of Persona, so the shameless plug right there. But I'm in the car. I had to come outside to talk, so where it's nice and quiet and it's not raining. You know what I mean?
Yo, the weather out there is crazy, ain't it?
A little crazy, but we got some. Yo, believe it or not, we got about 40 people in the building. I'm like, I can't say what the real numbers are because the governor might be listening. You know what I mean?
Of course. We don't want none of that, Craig. So what's up,
You know what I mean?
boss?
I can't say the real numbers. I gotta give them the remix numbers.
Yo,
Wall Street Dame, what's up?
Coolin', man. Yo, Craig, first and foremost, man, I want to thank you for the opportunity, man. Like, this is legendary business right here for me to be sitting and talking to you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, would you shut up, man? We brothers, man. Cut that industry talk out, man. Cut that out, man.
No, man, I got it.
Man, I go over your house to eat Jamaican food. Stop playing, son. Cut all that industry talk 101.
Yo,
you gotta be nice to the guests. Cut all that out, man.
Craig, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie. You see me back there. You see what's on that screen, right?
I respect it. I don't know how you got that. Nobody's supposed to have that.
Listen, I went back to Harlem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uptown, man. So,
that.
definitely. So once again, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're here right now. You know, I got the new platform where I'm trying to, I want to talk to different promoters, DJs, in Connecticut especially. I'm going to say you've been in a league of your own. I mean, I think most promoters would even say, like, Craig, you like they said it best, you're a legend in 2 games, like Pee Wee Kirkland. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I did the promoter game. I did it, went to the DJ, come back to the promoter. I get out the game. They pull me back in. They say, I'm telling you, they pull me back in. I met up with a couple of good guys with some long money paws, and now here I am promoting another club again when I just want to go do my job, collect the money, and go home to my kids.
I know how that goes, Craig, man. They find a way to get you back in, but when you got the talent, man, you can never really shake it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when those percentages be in your favor, then you got to think about that.
It's all about the percentages. That's the same thing.
It's a numbers game.
Well, what I want to get, I know you at a club right now. See, that's the thing. You always working. So I'm going to get right to business. So, Craig, a lot of people, you haven't really had a lot of interviews. You usually do the interviewing, or you're usually on the other side of it talking to people. Well, no one's really talking to you and wanting to hear your story, right? Or telling you. So, my background, and most people understand, you come from Harlem, right?
Yes.
Now, out of Harlem at that time, I know Harlem back then, like talking early 90s, that was a different scene. Right. So how'd you get into music? Because I know Harlem was moving a little different back then. Music was definitely prevalent, but, there was some gangster shit out there. Well, so how did you get involved in, like, the DJing aspect of things?
Well, I come from Harlem, right? Well, if you ever heard of Kool Moe Dee's famous record, world famous record, classic record called Wild Wild West.
Yes.
You remember that record called Wild Wild West?
Yeah.
Right. So I grew up in that's my block. Those are who. That's my era. Those are my OGs. Everybody that's mentioned in that song Wild Wild West. So I started as a little kid behind the ropes. We used to have block parties in New York. We was big on block parties, and where I'm from, like, you can go 3 minutes down the block, Teddy Riley, Rex and Effect. You can go 5 minutes another way, Dipset. That's where they grew up at. Big L. You can go 10 minutes a different direction, Red Alert, Dougie Fresh.
Man.
Like, you can go to Grant Projects. Keith Sweat is from Grant Projects. So I was around 125th Street area, Harlem. I was around the Apollo area. So you got Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel from the Bronx. but they would come down. Rob Bass and Easy Rock, rest in peace to Easy Rock. They was coming around. Biz Markie from Long Island, but he would always be in Harlem, and they would always come to my block because I grew up with the Treacherous Three, the Fearless Four, Spoonie G. Like, those are my OGs. So those are the people that I looked up to. Those are the people that me, DJ SNS, my man P Nice, my brother Davo, DJ Webstar. I grew up with Webstar, Spazzo from Hot 97 in New York. Those are like they're younger than me. They're younger than me in SNS. So like we had our OGs, they got their OGs. So we were the little ones. Me and SNS were the little ones behind the ropes. Like, yo, this is what we want to do. So we would practice, buy some turntables, and we went to school. Even like elementary school, like maybe 8th, 9th grade. I went to one school, he went to another school. We saved our money. We had newspaper routes. Yeah, I did newspapers. I sold newspapers every Sunday, made a couple $100 every Sunday.
Hustler from day one.
Hustler from day one. Sold newspapers. Nobody knows this. I'm going to tell you, the first one to hear this. I used to work, let me tell you something. I used to work in a woman's shoe store on 125th Street that sold women's shoes. So I used to cater to women with wide feet.
Wow.
I used to have to put on the sock, the footies, and I would have to, I learned about espadrilles, I learned about slingbacks, I learned about pumps before all this red bottoms and all that stuff. I learned about the nursemates. Ladies is probably laughing right now because they know what I'm talking about. Ladies with the triple E wide feet.
Craig,
I learned. Yo, I was doing that every Saturday. I was making a little $75 on Saturdays, hustling, go make my newspaper money on Sundays. Man, that was my hustle. That was my weekend money, $200, $250. I mean, I was 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
But I wasn't in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't compare to what the drug dealers was making, but I was, had a couple $100, 13 years old. I was making some legal money.
That's crazy. Did you when you started DJing, did you find yourself like, because I know you, my first introduction to you is actually before Connecticut, and I grew up in Yonkers.
Right.
So I know this is when like DMX and them was getting hot in the city. They wasn't really pumping in radios yet. I'll hear them on some of your mixtapes.
Right.
But I heard of you through the mixtape game, but did you start off in the mixtape game or did you really start off with the party?
Well, what happened was once say 90, so me and SNS, like we would do a lot of parties together. So we were doing a lot of parties in downtown Manhattan. A lady named Maria Davis, she used to do Mad Wednesdays, and she introduced us to downtown. We from Harlem. She brought us downtown. Now, a Harlem DJ being introduced to the downtown crowd. When I say downtown crowd, I mean industry crowd.
Like
so
city.
Like you'll see that back then he was Puff Daddy. You'll see Andre Harrell, anybody from Uptown Records, any Mary J. Blige. They all starting brand new.
Damn.
But then you'll see Babyface. You'll see all the big executives and all the big execs in all these industry parties. And now here we are, we're DJing all these industry parties because of Maria Davis.
Wow.
So me and SNS was in there, and then we got introduced to like Red Alert, Love Buck Starsky, rest in peace. They brought us to the radio stations, introduced us to Wendy Williams. We started doing radio drops for them. So all I did was just a politic game, got our names out there, got our names on the radio, and that introduced us into the mixtape game. Of course, we followed the footsteps of Kid Capri,
Ron G.
Well, Ron G came in. We was all in that same circle.
Oh, really?
Kid Capri was our OG. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So Kid Capri had his Castle mixtapes. Brucey B had the Rooftop mixtapes, and before all that, just Hollywood, DJ Hollywood, Star Child. They had their little clubs, and they sold their mixtapes. And next thing you know, we started making mixtapes. Then next thing you know, it was cool to make a mixtape. And then all those stores on 125th Street, Fordham Road, Castle Hill, even Yonkers, Connecticut, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, everybody started putting mixtapes in their stores. So next thing you know, here we are on the mixtape scene, getting famous, getting known in New York City. So that was another hustle. And so then here we are, we connecting with the record labels. The record labels is giving us the records, exclusive records, put on your mixtape. This was a new form of promotion for them.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we started linking with the labels because we were doing those industry parties. Here come the artists at these events, you know, Heavy D, you know, Pete Rocks, and any 90s artists at the time were at these parties. These were like the who's who of the parties. Like, this is why I miss New York City events. Now, I love Connecticut, I love Massachusetts, I love New England, but I could go out on a Monday and see
anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah.
And back then, it wasn't about taking a picture. It was it wasn't about an autograph. It was just about, what's up? Let's shake hands. You know what I mean? Exchange numbers.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Nowadays it's about taking a picture.
Yeah.
It's about taking a Snapchat. Like, nah, back then it was different.
You know, it's funny. I was this is like, I was young. I wasn't even supposed to be in the clubs at this time, Craig. I just snuck in, and I went to Jimmy's Cafe.
Yep.
In the Bronx, and I met Fat Joe in there.
Yep.
Now, Joe at this time, you know, in the Bronx in New York, Joe was big. You know what I'm saying? And
right, absolutely.
But in there was Joe. There was like, man, I seen like football players up in there and everything, and people just partying like it was nothing.
Right, normal. There's
normal. So it was like New York City was like a whole different element when it came to partying versus out in Connecticut.
Absolutely.
So now you got connected with these industry folks, because, you know, like, one thing I know for you is, you know, you, like, I heard you shout out big names like, you know, Andre Harrell, like you mentioned.
Right.
Irv Gotti, I heard you shout him on the mixtape. JD. How did you navigate that world in regards to really making the connections? Because I think for DJs, you have a lot of DJs out right now, you know, the way we get music is different because everything is streaming and everything, right?
Right, absolutely.
But you had to go and hustle to get those connections to get the records.
Right,
so,
absolutely.
You know, how would you even, like, to a DJ right now is looking to really maximize on the hustle, what would some advice be to you?
Well, you got to remember, back then we didn't have smartphones. We had big ass old school phones. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We had beepers. So back then, carrying a business card was the move. Everybody lived off a business card. So I would go to an industry party and I would leave with about 15, 20 business cards of industry people that I had to link up with, especially promotion directors, where I had to go there the next day to get records. So I would go on a tour and go to all these record labels. Nowadays, all the record labels nowadays they're combined.
Yeah.
So you got your like 4 major record labels all inside one. I mean, you got 4 major record labels, but it might be 30 labels inside those 4 buildings.
Yeah.
Back then, it was 30 labels inside 30 different buildings.
Oh, so you
had to go everywhere up and down New York City to go to these record labels. So now here I am. I didn't know how to drive back then living in New York, so I would put a cab on hold. So if you back then it was $20, $25 an hour. You grab a cab, you put them on hold 3-4 hours. I done spent $100 just driving around, letting somebody drive me around just to go get free records. But I linked up with these people. I would spend 10, 15 minutes with them.
Yeah.
And now I'm on their mailing list. So now they start mailing me stuff for free. So that was my connection with them. And to this day, I still get records sent to me, not vinyl, but everything is MP3
but everything
and
still
emails.
gets, so
right.
the connections are still there.
But that's where the connection started. And some of those record label people are still in the record industry. They're just on different platforms, but that's how the connection started. So I would have all these business cards, and I would link with them. Next thing you know, they got a new song coming out. Craig, I got this new song. I want you to put it on your next mixtape. What kind of tape you got coming out? Yeah. I'm blessed because I got the skill where I can make a reggae mix. I can do an R&B. I can do an old school. I can do a hip hop. So I was blessed with that talent. So here I am. I could pick options. So I got 10 brand new songs. I can make whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here I am. Go ahead.
So one crazy thing, Craig, because you mentioned that you can blend. You do a lot in regards to reggae, hip hop, R&B.
Right.
Like, how did you even learn? Or because I know playing reggae, a lot of hip hop DJs, they play it, but they don't really get into it.
Right.
You play reggae. How did you learn that? Did you have some OGs that were?
I had 2 OGs, and I would big them up. Well, kind of 3. So there was a club in New York called the Muse on 13th Street.
Yep.
So Brooklyn was heavy in that club. So me and SNS was on the downstairs level, and Bobby Condas and Jabba was on the upstairs level. Okay. Bobby Condas is my idol, one of my idols, one of my really, really good friends. He taught me how to play reggae, juggle rhythms. He taught me all that. You can't teach a man how to talk on a microphone. That's something you got to learn from the heart.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I practice in the shower, wherever I'm at. I'm alone in the car. I learn how to talk that way.
Yep.
Sting International was another one.
Oof.
So then I started working in Brooklyn, started learning how to talk and how to juggle rhythms with different songs and different things, and go from reggae to R&B, reggae to hip hop, reggae to this. So I started working in Brooklyn, but I was around a lot of West Indians, and I was around a lot of Jamaican parties.
That's
so
crazy.
I caught on to it. It caught on.
You know, it's funny because, Craig, I even dropped the flyer today. I think one of my first birthday bash ever, when I first started being a promoter, I had you, Nikki Z,
and Bobby Condas,
and Jabba.
Yes, sir.
And I remember when they walked in the club, they said hi to me because I'm the promoter, and they immediately moved me out of the way and went right to you, and you guys were hugging, and I was like, holy shit, Craig knows Bobby Condas and Jabba? So it was crazy to see the connections there, man.
Yeah, those are my guys, man. Bobby taught me, he not even physically teaching me, Craig, you have to do this, but just me watching him.
Yep.
I learned so much listening to him, watching him talk about music, watching him talk about stories, and I got inspired that way. And I go home and practice. And that's what I tell the young DJs to this day. Listen, I don't have to sit there and teach you how to go jigger, jigger, jigger. I don't have to teach you how to do it. I mean, I'm teaching my daughter now. She's 5. She's gonna be the next big. She's gonna be the next big thing. DJ Cupcake with 2 E's.
Cupcake.
DJ Cupcake with 2 E's. Shout to Santos. Santos, I see you, boy. You inside the same club I'm in.
Santos, what up?
He's in the club. But I'm teaching my daughter now. Hold on one second.
No doubt.
T, you all right?
Yeah, we leaving.
All right, I'm on live. Say hello.
Hi.
What's going on?
That's my app family. That's my team right there.
Yes. Nice to
good?
meet you.
That's Wall Street Dame.
Hi, Wall Street.
I'll call you tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow.
All right.
Get home safe, y'all.
You're home safe.
Craig, that's infamous Craig move, man. Craig, you be parked up outside sometimes, and everybody knows Craig G.
No, that's my 2 girls who work for the app, man. We'll talk about the app.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the app.
We're gonna get to the app, but.
So in regards to we're talking about the DJs, them, you teaching them to learn, and everything like that. So and that's the same conversation I had with you. I remember when I called you up. That's the thing I like about you, Craig, is you're always accessible. You know what I'm saying? I hit Craig up. Craig said, Dame, look, I can tell you what to do, but you'll figure it out. You just got to learn this, and that. And I was like, yo, I respect that, because most people don't want to share the game. But you definitely was all about the game.
Right.
Now, so you was killing the New York scene in the mixtapes. How did Connecticut come into the picture?
Well, the mixtapes is what got me to travel. So the mixtapes got me to do college events down south. Virginia, I was heavy in Virginia. I was Connecticut would have never saw me if I would have made that place my home. I was about to move to Virginia.
Oh wow.
I was about to move to VA. I was down in VA. My man owned the club called the Clubhouse. So I was down there I would leave New York every Thursday. I would DJ down there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The bag was amazing, but the club was 1,500 people every weekend. Dang, this is $20 to get in, 1,500 people. Now imagine this Virginia Beach area, tourists out there all the time. This is 96, 97. Teddy Riley, Guy, Missy Elliott, Pharrell, the Clips, Timberland. The Virginia Beach was the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
that.
Virginia was the move. Colleges, Norfolk State, Virginia State, VCU, Hampton University. Every party down there was crazy. So I was down there every weekend DJing, and what happened was I started doing colleges up in Connecticut, UConn, a couple other ones in Massachusetts. So I started coming up here a lot. So next thing you know, a couple of clubs opened up. Next thing you know, here I am coming up here doing, couple of hole in the walls, that I ain't gonna mention because a couple promoters still take the credit from 98. They're like, I bought him first.
Yo, I seen a flyer with you in Avalon.
Avalon.
I was like,
that was. But wasn't
that was later
Avalon?
on.
No. Avalon was right before Rush.
Okay.
Avalon came before Rush. But what happened was I started doing Bar with No Name and Divvy Divvies and Pyramid.
Yeah.
So those were my. But I was doing Pyramid on Thursdays with Gator from Supreme Team.
Yeah.
I was doing with that, right? So I was doing me and DJ Corrupt. We was doing Thursdays. And then I started doing Bar with No Name in 99.
Yeah.
And then I started doing Divvy Divvies after that. So I was at No Name, and then I was at Divvies right after that till like 4 or 5 in the morning. That's when everybody started, not everybody, but not allegedly, they started doing Dust, and that was like the big thing. Then E-Pill started popping off.
Oh yeah.
So
the whole
it was a crazy drug thing going on in Hartford. But you know what? I came in, did my job, built my name up, and got the hell up out of there. You know, and I'll say it now. I took the money, and I went back to New York.
So at that point, your name was ringing in Connecticut. I know that they had a couple radio stations out here at the time because I don't think Hot 93.7 was here yet. It was like Power. I think it was like Power 105 or something, or 104.
No. This was 99. So the only thing that was out here in Connecticut was Jams 910.
Jams 910. And that was the AM station.
That was an AM station. That was the only thing out here in Connecticut. So I was on Jams 910. I had a show called The Midnight Rush. So they had me on at 12 midnight, but they wanted me to be me, play all the street records, all the CNNs, the Mobb Deeps, or whatever, but keep it clean because it's still radio.
Yeah.
So I was going up there playing all the street records, but the clean version, and the ratings came back really good. Even though the ratings at midnight really don't mean nothing, but they was getting a great, feedback from the midnight show. So the half-hour show turned into an hour. So they extended me to an hour. So now I got to present 5 hours of commercial radio on a weekly basis. So it worked out. It was cool. The streets loved it, so that helped Divvy Divvies.
Yep.
That helped Divvies, and it helped my name. But in Hartford, if you go on one side of the block, you could hear Jams 910. You go on the other side, you might not be able to hear it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was the reception was nuts over there. It's crazy coming I was a hot 97 dude, just being from New York. So when I came to Connecticut and it was Jam 910, I was like, yo, I don't know, this ain't it really.
Right.
And then you popped up on the scene and it made it like, all right, this dude plays like a New York DJ. And I know Craig G. So I'm sitting there like, all right, Connecticut may have something on their hands here.
Right.
So when did Hot 93.7 come in the picture?
So what happened was 93 came in the spring of 2001.
Okay.
2001, 93.7 came, and FM doesn't stand for what I thought FM stood for. The FM dial, but I thought it stood for something else. It stood for me. That means I got to get on this damn radio station because I knew once 93.7 got some personalities, the way it sounded in the car, the way it sounded on the radio, Jams 910 was gonna be a wrap.
Yeah.
And I was 100% right. So myself, Big Reg, and a couple other people that was on that radio station, decided, we got to jump ship. We got to get the hell up off this radio station. But no disrespect to Jams 910, they was amazing, and they got me started in the radio business. But when Hot 93.7 came, I happened to meet somebody who worked there, who knew somebody who worked there, connected to somebody, and I met them at Giant Grinder on Franklin Avenue.
Wow. Okay.
I met my friend of mine, Kathy Brown, who still works there, who's the son of the late great Kevin Brown.
Yep.
She's working there. She's connected. She was connected, and she got me connected to somebody. And next thing you know, I had an interview. They did their research, found me, hired me, and the rest is history.
It was a wrap. It was a wrap.
And I was one of 4 or 5 DJs, and people always say, Craig, why you ain't never stay in New York and try to get on Hot 97? Because at the time, Hot 97 was not hiring. They got 20 DJs up there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be on there once a month. I want to be on everyday radio. I felt like I was, big enough, and I felt like I was talented enough to be on commercial radio on a daily basis. and all I could do was get better as I went along.
Yeah.
So, and Power 105 wasn't even here yet in New York. They wasn't
yeah, that's
there.
true. It was in Connecticut first, correct?
Right. It was no. Well, Power 104 in Connecticut, they came a couple years after 93 came.
Yes, I remember.
But then Power 105 in New York, they started hiring, and they hired a couple people. Next, you know, now we got 2 radio stations against us in the same market.
Because they went and got
So they had everybody.
Yeah, they had Power 105 came in strong.
Corrupt. Shout out to DJ Corrupt. Corrupt. I just talked about you, brother. I just mentioned how we used to have Thursday nights at the Pyramid. Didn't I just mention him?
You did. You know, it's crazy. You know, in Pyramid days, I was in high school, but you know, back then, you know, everybody's trying to get into Pyramid, man. You know what I'm saying?
Pyramid was the spot, man. The
Pyramid was
Thursdays,
the spot, man.
Sunday night. Pyramid was so hood that the line was so long. Guess what? Somebody got shot
in the line. Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, he all right." The line even got longer.
Facts. The one time I went there, it got shot. The parking lot got shot up. But I was like, "Yo, I want to still come back. It's popping."
Yo, that made the thing got more packed next week just because of that. They heard it was crazy. The Connecticut boy, I tell you the story.
Facts, man. So at that point you're on Hot 937, and at this point, Craig, I remember you was moving big. You know, you see Craig had the truck had the big rims, top floor this. You had the top floor models. I came with
that New York hustles mentality.
Yeah.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit more about that hustle mentality. How did you take that hustle mentality, put it with the game, and create a marketing strategy around you when you came to Connecticut?
Well, you just had at the end of the day, I come from New York. I come from watching Diddy grow. I come from watching all these people, you know, Fat Joe grow. Fat Joe had the big pun stickers everywhere. Fat Joe got threatened by the Mayor Giuliani in New York City about if I see another one of these damn stickers. So end of the day, I said, you know what? I don't want to get arrested because I ain't got no damn bail money. I'm trying to get my club money, right? So I said, you know what? Let me get a new car. I mean, I didn't drive. I had a driver. Shout Big Vic. Big Vic used to drive me around.
Yeah.
So I went and got a Navigator. I went and got a brand new 2001 Navigator. So I got a sponsor. I had some 24-inch spinners. Yeah,
I remember.
24-inch spinners.
Yeah, that truck was mean.
And then I wrapped it. I had a sponsor for the wrap because if it ain't for free, it ain't for me. So we had the whole, except for the note. The note was crazy because it was a 2001. We didn't have no insurance. The credit was low, so we had to pay. It was a high car, no high insurance. But guess what? The rims were free, and the wrap was free. So we put some sponsors on there. We made some money off the sponsors, but that helped pay for the car note. So that's what it did. It caused an attraction. This is all before wrap vehicles and everything. So we had it early. We had it early. This was 01. So imagine what, 19 years ago?
Yep. So I'll tell you a quick story, Craig. This is about, I was working at Sears, and you pull up in Manchester, and I see the truck, and it's wrapped up, and I'm like, yo, that's Craig G. You pop out. Back then, you know, Craig was moving heavy in the streets. And when you walk through the mall, people were just like, yo, that's Craig, that's Craig, that's Craig. How was that love because back then you was not, as I said, yo, you came and took the game by storm.
But Dame, it was a lot of whispering, but I never heard it. I don't know. I hear the whispers, but guess what, Dame? Hold on, the car's about to cut off. I hear the whispers, but guess what? When I knew that the clubs were packed, like the No Names, the Pyramid, all the clubs were packed, then I knew the love was real.
Yes.
That's when I knew the love was real. The whole, that's Craig, that's the guy from the radio. That was cool. But when I knew the love was real was when I saw, you know,
you saw the club.
The clubs were packed. The Civic Center, when I got introduced DJing for the radio station, next thing you know, I get a good amount of applause. That's when you know it's real. So that's the love that I felt. And then, you know, walking up to a place like a sneaker store, like a Salvin's or any type of store, the next thing you know, you're signing an autograph or you're taking a picture with a kid. that made somebody's day. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
I was always about that. Like always. And Resto, my brother, what's up, guy?
Shouts out to Aunt Resto.
Always about that. I never, somebody want to take a picture, autograph. I'm always about that. And they can vouch for that.
So in regards, you mentioned No Name a few times. Now, I've been fortunate. A lot of these young cats don't have no idea about how major No Name was.
Right.
No Name, there'll be a line down the block, and it was like you had that corner spot where you could buy the beepers from, right? And there'll be a line down there, and there'll just be if you pulled up there at 10:30 and you ain't getting the line, it was over.
But what made No Name so special was because it had a dress code. First of all, there was 1,200 people every Saturday.
Easy.
What made it special was it had a dress code, and everybody respected the dress code.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't one person that said, "Yo, can I get in with my Timbs?" No, it wasn't that. You had you can wear your soft bottoms or your hard bottoms, but you
need a button up.
The dress code. You need a button up.
You need a button up. I remember that.
If you go to Boston to this day, you go to certain clubs in New York, you have to dress that way. You always laugh at Kanye West. He looks corny. That's how you had to dress back then.
Correct. You had to yep. So
go ahead. I'm listening.
Question in regards to the dress code. Was that something that you suggested?
No, that was In the Cut Entertainment, which was my brother Sam Scratch, TJ, my man George, Mikey. Those are my guys. They're from Danbury. So they came up to Connecticut. They came up to Hartford, put that team together, and a couple other people got involved and said, "This is what Hartford is missing." And by God, they were right. And No Name lasted 2 years until the damn water main break, and next thing you know, the club was a wrap.
It became a bank, right?
Right before, it came the Trust Bar after that, but they had to shut it down right before New Year's Eve.
Wow.
New Year's Eve happened to be on a Saturday that year. So, but back how special No Name was it was 1,200 people every Saturday, dressed to impress, girls looking fly, no fights, no issues, people having a damn good time.
Yeah.
The line was passed. It was another club. Well, right now it's where Spice Venue is right now.
Yes, that used to be Life. No, before that. It was before Life.
Before that, way before that. I forgot the name of it, but it was a club then, and that club was open on Saturday, and whatever couldn't get it, they couldn't get a No Name, the let out will go over there. So that club to this day should thank us.
Craig, if I pulled up and I didn't get it to No Name, I'll just go back home, man. It wasn't even worth it.
I know, but that line went past that club.
That's
you ever been to like a All-Star weekend? You go in a club and it's go past the next club.
Yeah.
Then you know that club is popping.
I remember you used to play the A-Town Stomping there, and you remember the top floor and No Name would sink a little bit.
Yeah.
So every time they stopped, it was like, yo, this fool about to give in, man.
Yeah, Little John had that club on Smash.
Facts.
Yeah.
So you've been a part of some legendary clubs. We're talking No Name. Blue had you in there on a Saturday night, which was Paris and Shane, correct?
Paris and Shane brought me in there. Yep.
Shouts out to Paris and Shane. You then also 960 came about.
So let's stop. Let's hold that 960, because before 960. So after the flood. So guess what? The New Year's Eve. Rest in peace, DJ London. Yep. London said, "Craig, let's do your party around the corner." I forgot the name of the little club they had. They did a New Year's Eve party around the corner. Shout out to Wicked Productions.
Yeah.
Was
it Emperor?
No, not Emperor. It was the next. It was the small street across the street from Hugh. Where Hugh was at.
Oh,
yeah. From the Russell.
I remember that spot. Okay, I know.
So Enchanted Gardens, right? So they did a New Year's Eve party there. So shout out to Wicked Productions for that. But so after No Name closed, they went up to East Windsor to Club Rush, which used to be Avalon. So it was Avalon first, then it came to Club Rush. So those 1,200 turned into now 1,500 at Rush. So now Rush was the spot on Saturdays, which lasted a couple of months and I don't remember. I'm getting old. I don't remember what happened. How did it end? But what happened was No Name wound up getting the thing fixed, and No Name changed the name to Trust Bar. They went back to No Name,
Yep.
but then they changed it to Trust Bar. Fran owned it again, and then they brought Super Joe in, and I think Drake, and then the crowd went back downtown, and I think that's when it died down. That's when Rush died down. Everybody went back to No Name because it was No Name.
Yep, it's No Name.
So
yeah.
So yeah.
The name
So that's that. So then that jumped off other situations like Blue, 960, Envy on Thursdays, Glow in Springfield, Zone on Sundays. We was working 7 days a week at that point. From that point on, they was doing 7 days a week.
Wow. When did you transition into being Craig G, the DJ, to, you know what, I'm going to start promoting myself?
With me and Playtime, we did 960. We started 960. We lied to Chris, the owner. Chris, we're telling you the truth. I'm lying. I'm telling you the truth right now, Chris, what we did. We told Chris that, Chris, we're going to do this. We're going to just bring a few people, get a few things going on. We're going to play old school music. It ain't gonna be a big crowd. We're gonna just play old school music. You know, we're gonna get a button-up crowd. We're gonna be all right. Next thing you know, a couple weeks later, a few dollars we made. Next thing you know, springtime came, summertime came. The numbers start going up a little more.
Yeah.
They started making money. Everybody started making money, and then boom, Thanksgiving Eve came.
Oh, that's when you did the
That's when we did the hallway. At Thanksgiving Eve. By then we started playing some hip hop. We started adding some reggae. We let Frenchie in. We let you in. We let Money Machine in. We let the Jamaicans come in, light their lighters. So then we started letting the West Indians in. They start banging on furniture, breaking the drywall like a Sean Paul video. Hold on a second. Hold on. Michi, say what up. Say what up to Wall Street Dame.
What up, though?
That's DJ Michi.
What's poppin'?
Oh, what up? What's good, yo?
What up, boy?
You all right?
What's good, baby?
That's DJ Michi.
Yeah,
So-
shout out to Meech.
So then Thanksgiving Eve came. We put 800 people in the building. So we did the hallway and we did the inside. So that right there set off the tone. And the owner from 960 was like, "You guys can do whatever you want to do." That guy was making so much damn money on a Wednesday. But what it did was it opened up the doors for other promoters to come up there and do other nights.
And the funny thing with 960, because
big up Selector PB on there. Big up Selector.
Shout out to Selector PB.
They let his West Indian ass in there too.
Yo, I was just talking to Sean last week, and he was telling me how he had his Selector PB and all of them, and he did the Sunday nights.
Right.
With the Caribbean nights 960. But 960 was crazy because before then, Craig, I only knew 960 to be like the real posh club. It wasn't for the hood. It wasn't for us. So like when I saw you get in there, I was like, okay, this is going to be different.
Right.
But you ran that. How long did the Wednesdays run for?
So the Wednesdays when we lied to the owner to try to tell him that we was only going to play old school. Next thing you know, we stayed there for 8 years. Wow. Jeez. 8 years we were there for on a Wednesday.
Oh man.
We had so many celebrities there, and I thank you to my radio station and DJ Buck. You know, it was the grace of God. You know, the artists would come up on Wednesday. Next, you know, they would hang out with their fans, and they'd come to 960. You know, they didn't charge us. They came to politic with the people.
Wow.
And just show love. Some performed, some hung out. You know, some got lucky, some went home. But you know what they do is they set up a radio run. So basically a radio run is they'll start in New York and they'll do New York, then they'll come do radio in Connecticut. Next thing you know, they'll do radio in Rhode Island, they'll do radio in Boston. So that's like a New England, New York radio run where they'll knock that out in like 2 days. So they'll come, show love to the DJ, show love to the fans, do radio the next day, do it again. Next thing you know, they done took care of 4 or 5 states in like 3-4 days.
Yeah. And well, that was perfect that you had the connection there with Buck and especially, you know, you being who you are. that
Right.
he was able to get them in there. Because I know coming from promotion, it's hard to get your hands on these artists for free. They come
Right,
with a bag.
absolutely.
They come
Right,
with a
right,
bag.
Right, but one thing which was amazing about it is, like, if the artist came to a club, we didn't have to go up on the price because the artist wasn't charging us. So at the end of the day, we didn't have to go up on the price because it wasn't about making a profit. We just wanted to make sure the people were happy, and they got to see their favorite artist. You know what I mean?
That's true, and I did remember that about the shows. Like when we would go through, and there would be an artist in the building. You're still paying the $10 at the door, you know,
Right,
and that
right.
was like, this is a real good steal for your money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But now instead of 150 people, now we had 300 people in the building. Okay, it's a little bit of profit. Okay, but you know, it ain't $20 to get. It ain't 30. It ain't 40.
Yep. What was your philosophy when it came to providing value for a night? You know, because I think a lot of promoters, they come in, they're trying to make a quick buck, but they don't last long. What was your approach to saying, okay, if I give them this, I keep the, what was your approach? Keep the price low, keep the entertainment high, and coming back. Like, how did you approach the game?
Well, one thing is about with Top Floor is I wanted to be around. I'm still to this day, I want to be around great DJs. So at the end of the day, I don't always have to be the headlining DJ. I don't want to always have to close the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be in the situation where at 11:45, we close at 12:45. There's an hour left. I can let somebody else finish the night and close the night and shine.
Yeah.
But I'm over here making sure table 6 and table 8 is having a good time. So that's called the hospitality part of it.
Understand.
So, and guess what? They appreciate the hospitality part over playing swag surf. Anybody can play swag surf. So if I'm over there chilling with them, taking pictures with them, they're going to remember that and appreciate that over a DJ playing a record. Anybody can play a record.
Very true.
But I gave them the hospitality, and if I was on the set, Playtime gave them that hospitality. Selecta PB, DJ Chance, Big Ty, DJ Kareem. Like these are right, Top Floor. I had the Top Floor models. That was the killer. The Top Floor models. The motto was put the girls on a team, the girls gonna bring the guys. Right?
Yep.
So us as men were all DJs. The men gonna bring the girls are gonna bring the guys.
Yeah.
So it worked out. So then the models came up with a calendar. The calendar started going crazy. All the men started loving the calendar. Next thing you know, the girls made some money. Everybody's happy. Clubs are packed. And then it worked out. It really worked out. Selecta 100. You understand, brother. That's all it was. It wasn't a philosophy, Dane, but just give them good customer service.
Yep.
And just treat them nice. And end of the day, you know, if it's an altercation, just try to, you know, de-escalate a situation. You don't have to beat up the person. I've been in clubs where they beat up people.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
You know,
not pretty.
And not pretty. So try to de-escalate a situation.
Yep.
You know, send one way, go the other way. Either y'all shake it out, or you know, we gotta move on. We can't fight. No more fighting. No more shooting. We didn't have no issues at 960. Some grown folks, and we had a good time. Good vibes.
Absolutely. I mean, shouts out to everybody that was locked in with 960, man. That was like, I think till this day, we still talk about that, man. You know, that actually made me want to promote back then. You know, I was just a regular cat. That was a cool dude. And Ty and them would let me in the building. And then, but I remember when I started promoting, I was like, yo, I got to take some of this philosophy that I seen with you and Playtime. I know even Frenchie and I, we always looked up to y'all as big homies. You know what I'm saying? So I paved the path.
One thing we did too, and I mean, all that living in New York rubbed off on me and Playtime too, because we would go to New York industry parties till 4 a.m. and see how they ran their operations, and then we would come back and bring it here. So we hired a camera girl. Remember Melissa, the camera girl?
Yes.
So we were doing the pictures. We had the Top Floor website. So now we give you the website before MySpace. Hello.
Yeah, I remember that.
Before Facebook. Before MySpace.
I had to go to the website to get pictures.
Kareem was my IT guy. He was like 16. So we would take the pictures. Melissa would take. Well, it wasn't even Melissa. Excuse me. Let me rewind that back a couple years. It was the world famous Keith Clater first.
Yeah. Oh, you guys had Keith. I remember that.
Keith
Pictures on
Clater
point.
worked for us for $50.
Wow.
That man
Wow.
does a wedding for $7,500 now. Say that
Jesus.
again. Say that again for the people in the back that didn't hear you. He'll do a wedding for $7,500.
7,500, and he's worth it.
$50 back then. But he got his name out there. His logo was tagged on every picture. He took some amazing pictures. He made everybody in Connecticut look skinny. And he got us started. He gave us the pictures by 1, 2 in the morning. The pictures were in my email by 2. I would put them up. People would wake up the next morning, post the pictures. The Top Floor Parties logo, Keith Clater Tom Frozen logo was stamped on it.
Yeah.
It's great. Everybody loved the pictures, put it up on their MySpace. Boom. Tag everybody. Next thing you know, website is doing great. The numbers are doing great. The radio station was like, damn. So every time we put up the pictures, the numbers go up.
Oh, yeah.
So, but then Keith said, you know what? I need more money. No, but what happened was he got into the wedding business and we understood. So, but Melissa, we hired Melissa. We had a girl named Nashira, and then we started doing the book. So we started grabbing your phone number.
Yeah.
So we'll grab your phone number from the pictures, and then we started a texting service. So now we texting you. Now we letting you know where the parties was at. Back then we had a BlackBerry, so we could put 1,000 numbers in a BlackBerry and shoot it out at one time. This is all game we got from New York.
Yeah, that was New York. That was big with the text messages.
Right.
I remember you had to get on a text message to get on the guest list.
Right.
It was all about the guest list.
Right. Some of the great.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the greatest promoters did that.
I love that approach that you made. Now, you also, in regards to like Connecticut, beyond Connecticut, like Massachusetts was like a whole another avenue for you.
Right.
So how did that whole relationship, that transition to having you already put the flag down in Connecticut, then Glow started happening?
Well, before Glow was our Club Zone on a Sunday. So Zone on Sunday was the Sunday spot. So people in Connecticut, Club Envy was the Sunday spot. Club Envy ended like 12:30, 1:45, and then everybody rushed up to Zone because Zone closed at 2:00.
Yeah.
So people would leave and still get to catch the let out, get about 20, 30 minutes, rock out. We did about 600-700 people consistently at Zone, and that was great, which opened the doors for Glow on a Saturday. So my week was like full, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, consistently.
And you know, it's funny. You just remind me of something. Jesus, Connecticut used to shut down at 1:00.
Right. 12:30 last call, 12:45, everybody out the door.
Forgot about that. Man, you just brought me back right there.
And Mass closed at 2.
At 2, because I used to go up to Hippodrome and all of that for some the 2:00 business was real up there.
So Dave, to this day, listen, I've just been blessed, and I thank everybody, but I've just been blessed that when they talk about it on Facebook or any place about name some of the best clubs you ever been to, and a lot of the clubs that are mentioned was some of the clubs that I was the house DJ or I did a major part of it, and I'm just blessed with that. And that's a good feeling too. That's an amazing feeling.
Craig, everyone here that tuned in understands, like, you know, that you really, as I said, we put you in a category of your own. You know what I mean? You've always brought the business, you've always brought the customer service, but you always brought the music. At the end of the day, Craig G's on the set, doesn't fail. So now, Craig, you got into the wedding and the lighting business. How did you make that transition? Why did you make that transition?
People started asking me to do weddings. That's just bottom line, and corporate events and private events. And what happened was, I just started doing it. I was hiring people to bring equipment. I didn't have any equipment. All I had was my turntables. Yeah. I was hiring sound men to bring equipment. So now I got to take some of my money and pay them. So they would bring, they would make more than me. So I might say I might charge somebody $1,000. I'm giving a sound man $400 or $500, and all they doing is bringing sound and some uplights. I'm like,
Yeah.
they leaving with the same amount of money I'm leaving with. I mean, I DJ'd all night. I sweat. I damn near twist the ankle, broke a knee.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I realized, like, you know what? And then I started seeing photo booth business come in to play, and I'm like, damn, I could get this money. I could hire my team, and we could go in this business together. We can get this money.
For
So
sure.
that's what, you know, I came up with the Top Floor Light and Sound and started doing the weddings. I started just building up the stable from one light at a time and then start building it up. And then started doing the weddings and start presenting my packages to people and having meetings. And, you know, one wedding could turn into another wedding, and you rock this wedding, and next thing you know, you're doing okay. Next thing you know, you politic with these businesses and these wedding venues and become a preferred vendor.
Yep.
Then you go do these bridal expos. Next thing you know, now you're getting, you know, other people's weddings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I noticed that you've won, you know, awards, top awards,
Right.
From the Knot and some other websites. So, you know, obviously people,
wedding,
if you about to
Wedding
Wire.
Yep.
So make sure if you are getting married, you holler at my man Craig G.
Well, you know what it is, Dame? You know what it is? Instead of you, say if you got married, Dame, instead of you hiring 7 different vendors to do 7 different jobs, you can hire Top Floor, and I could do all those jobs. I got a photo booth, I got the lighting, I got the sound, I got the DJing, of course, I got the monogram, I got the dry ice for the first dance, and now we got the dance floor. Now we got the dance floor. So it's like
smoke now.
The smoke here, that's called the dry ice for the first
dry.
dance. So instead of hiring all these people, you can hire one company, cut one check, and now, you know, so at the end of the day, it's still about customer service.
Yep.
It's still about, you know what I mean, getting it done, and instead of having them having 7 meetings, they can have 1 meeting and we can knock it out.
Smart move.
So,
and you're also hiring people. You're also putting,
and employing my peoples. And
exactly.
Putting jobs and putting money in their pockets. So that's an amazing thing, and I love that feeling.
Facts. You also then transitioned to the Top Floor app, right? So how did the Top Floor app come about?
People kept coming to me over the years like, yo, I need a mix. Yo, make me a mix. Like, yo, man, I don't want to do that. Like, that's like, I don't know if I could sit in a studio and make a mix, a personal mix for one person. How far is that gonna go?
Yeah.
So I wanted to do an app. A friend of mine named DJ Lobo, who's one of the biggest app DJs in the world. DJ Lobo, who's a heavy hitter, who's from New York. He's Dominican, but he has one of the most downloaded apps of all time. And when I say the most downloaded, how about 9 million downloads?
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Yeah, 9 million. So when I say 9 million, he's Dominican. So, of course, he's going to start in Dominican Republic.
Of course.
And, you know, Boricuas, they support each other, right? So now he goes to Puerto Rico, he goes to Cuba, Ecuador, Colombia, all the Latin countries, and he gets his app downloaded over there. Now they supporting him because Latins support Latins. I ain't gonna.
They always do. Yeah,
they do. Right. So now he got millions and millions of downloads before he even come to New York with it. So now he gets on the radio station in New York. He's on Mega, which is the big Latin station in New York. Next thing you know, now New York is on it. He starts putting American DJs, black DJs, reggaeton DJs, reggae DJs. Now he got an app that's moving. Now he's at 9 million downloads.
Wow.
9 million. You know what I mean?
Incredible.
What?
Incredible.
Like,
it's hard for people to get 900.
Yo, let me tell you something. Shout out to Kate. Kate, what's up, Kate? How you doing? So with him, he was on. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all a story real quick. This guy Lobo was so big with the app. The radio station in New York told him, "We want a part of your app." Lobo said, "Screw you. You can't get a part of my app. This is my app. I built this up." They said, "Well, you got to make a choice. You want to be on this radio station or give us part of this app?" Lobo said, "I'm out."
Yeah. Smart move.
But like Drew Ski, my brother Drew, what up, brother?
Drew Ski, what up, bro?
So Lobo gave me the tools to make an app. He said, "Craig, get your DJs. You know enough DJs. Start it with them. The DJs is gonna bring their fans to the app. That's how you get the downloads up.
Correct.
That's how you get the app moving." So then I said, "Well, I know a ton of rappers, especially a million unsigned rappers who need that platform. Not everybody could get on the radio. So
Yeah.
everybody wants to, they want to be on the 5 o'clock. You know, at the end of the day, you got to earn those positions. End of the day, I'm not the program director of 93.7. DJ Buck is.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing Buck under the bus, but in order to get your records played on radio, you need to go through him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the program director. He's the boss. He makes the decisions. So I said, you know what? Let me put the unsigned artists on there. At least they can get heard on a different platform. Yeah, they all go to Spotify, all those other places. But end of the day, you're 1,000,001 on these apps.
Correct.
So how about you come to the Top Floor app and let's get you on there and let's get you heard somehow, some way. So then with the record label connections, I tell all the record labels, I got 40 artists, 30 artists on there, unsigned. Listen to them. If you like them, here's their numbers, here's their contacts. This is how you get in touch with them. Here's their momager. Here's their father. Here's their manager. I don't care. Reach out to them. Get them signed. Because all that's gonna do is make the app explode. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Correct.
that's what I want to do. I want to get them heard somehow, some way, put them on a different platform. So then I spoke to DJ Buck. I told Buck, I said, Buck, take a listen to the app. Take a listen to the artists on the app. If you like somebody, boom. Guess what happened? Then COVID hits. Now all the record labels are shut down. So now we in March, all the record labels are shut down. So now they listening because they need to come up with an artist because the days of the record labels, they're having meetings at record labels are over because of COVID. It ain't no meetings no more.
Correct.
You got to build up your grind. You got to have those numbers moving. You got to put in that work, social media wise, and you got to work. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Shout out to Gooch, shout out to the whole family. I see you, Mama. I see you over there, baby. I see you working.
Nafisa working, man. That's a mama.
I see it. Oh, I see it. That's why I said momager. I know. Stevie Nunez, what's up, brother? Stevie Nunez.
What's up?
Stevie got a platform on there too. So, end of the day, these artists got to use these platforms that are free. Social media is free. I look at some of these platforms and they like, yo, I'm nice. I want to get signed. But I look at your Instagram. You got 60 followers and you got four posts. Like you got to post.
You got
to promote.
Yeah.
You got to be active.
You got to be active. How important?
Wait, because they looking at your numbers. So they looking at you. At the end of the day, these record labels are not. They're not here to try to mold you. The molding days are over. They want to take They want to take you, give you this money, put you out there, give us our money back.
They want someone ready made.
They want someone ready made with a fan base that could be from the block today on BET tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's
So
what they want.
this app, I've seen the app, Craig. I gotta admit, it's designed well. How can our people right now? Because I'm being a DJ, I gotta get on the app, Craig.
Yep.
You know, we gotta get the artists on the app. So where can they go to find this app?
Everything is put up by me. I do everything. So besides the unsigned artists on there, we have an unsigned artist section. We have an unsigned producer section. So if you make beats, you can put up your beats. You can showcase 10 minutes of your beats. So boom. So now we have the DJs on there. So they putting all their mixes on there. Now we started the small businesses who going through it with COVID. So now you go on to small businesses and you can click on their link and they go to their website or go to their Instagram or go to their Facebook. So then when I go live on Wednesdays, the small businesses are being promoted by me personally on the live, but also on the screens when I'm going live. So as an artist, a DJ, a producer, small business, I'm putting everything up. I'm everything. So they get with me at DJ Craig G. I'll put it up and we'll talk about it.
Understand.
So we can make it work.
Craig, I like the full hustle. Like it's not even a hustle anymore. Now you become a business. This is the full business with you. So before we go, 'cause I know you're taking the time off, man. You gave me an hour, Craig. I appreciate that.
You want 2 hours? I'll give you 2 hours.
We could go.
What's your cash app? What's your cash app? I'll pay you.
Yo, that's why they call me Wall Street, man. You
exactly.
Know
what's your cash app?
So how important you know, for you being a DJ that, you know, transitioned to a businessman. And I remember when I asked you, the one thing I said, Craig, I'm learning how to DJ. Like, if you could give me advice, what would you do? You said, Dame, figure this out real quickly and get the business behind it done.
Right.
So to these DJs that are tuned in today, because this platform I'm doing is not necessarily just to tell stories. It's all for us to drop gems on some of the DJs, the promoters, and everyone trying to transition to life after nightlife, right? What would be your, I would say, some gems you would drop on them to how to transition? What's some things you would say they need to get prepared for to take that next step?
First and foremost, humble yourself, first and foremost. So now, as a DJ, I don't want to see you on social media complaining that putting up a flyer is not your job, because nowadays it is your job. Because at the end of the day, if ain't nobody in that building, ain't nobody making no money.
Correct.
The bus boy, the guy that puts the ice in the machine, ain't making no money. Everybody has to promote. When I go to a club, I get the security. I don't care if you got Facebook, MySpace, Mahente.com. Yeah. Everybody has to promote. Or I'm leaving. Or I'm not going to even stay here. Like, it makes no sense. Like, everybody got to promote. There's 25 of us working here. Like, let's promote. We all got social media. We all on our phones. Let's promote. Because end of the day, if customers comes in, if we all making money, we all got a job. If ain't nobody making no money, we all sitting our asses home. Quarantine style.
So end of the day, to replace your ass.
Humble yourself, because the next DJ that's gonna work for peanuts, for a hookah, for $50 in a hookah, gonna replace you. So that's first, second, and third thing you gotta do is humble yourself and just get the job done. And I just want, you know, the DJs out there, some are really big-headed, some are really humble, and just go in there and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the moment, rock out. Don't get caught up in the moment. You're not bigger than the next DJ. Yep. Some are. And just go and enjoy yourself, man. But also remember, just, you know, stay humble, man. I've met a couple guys that's not humble, and, you know, now they're looking for jobs.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Shit, I'm taking some of these jobs, Craig.
And I'm proud of you. You are. I'm proud of you. Listen, real quick, right? So we got Frenchie here on the line, right?
Yes.
So Frenchie is a brother of ours. We're starting a Thursday spot this Thursday, right? The Spice venue downtown Hartford. Because I know Frenchie got to go to sleep, because I know he goes to bed by 9:15. So
he gets to bed early.
He go to bed early, you know. Where he work at, you know, they expect him there at 7 o'clock. So this Thursday, me and DJ Prince gonna be on the set every Thursday after work. You know, COVID safe. Wear your mask. Come have a good time. Downtown is 81 Asylum. We on that set rocking out. Come have a good time. Come enjoy yourself. You know, and that's just it, man. It's a new situation.
Correct.
Downtown Hartford. Hit up myself, hit up Frenchie, even Wall Street Dame know the information on it. You know, we got the information on it. Let's just, you know, vibe out, have a good time, because we're losing our venues, and I hate to see it. I hate to see all the good venues go because of COVID, because of all these things. You know, I'm in Springfield on Saturday. I'm in Casona and Hartford on Sunday. Let's just try to enjoy this moment, because we might get shut down, God forbid, you know?
Correct. How you mentioned something about us losing our venues, you know, you had Spice, you had La Casona. How important is it for the people? You know, I know they're hearing the new time changes with COVID, and they're like, man, you know what? I'm just going to be in the house chilling. Like, how's it important for them to come out and support us?
I mean, it's called an adjustment. It's called a life adjustment. At the end of the day, the days of getting up at 10 o'clock or going out at 10 are over right now until all this clears up. You can still go out and have a good time. You know, make sure your clubs, venues, is, you know, doing your temperature check.
Yep.
And make sure you're wearing your mask. You can enjoy yourself. You ain't got to be up there twerking on no tables. Just sit your butt down, relax, enjoy. It's a vibe. It's not a club. It's a vibe.
Yes.
It's a vibe. Enjoy the vibe. Enjoy the music. Bounce, sit. You can twerk in your chair. Just enjoy the vibe. End of the day, think about life and survival. Like, we've come this far. Like, today is the 15th. Where we at? 9 months? 8 months into this?
It seems like forever, Craig.
It was March 15th. Right. It was 8 months into this. Like,
Peace.
we are here to talk about survival. Like, end of the day, man, just enjoy the vibe. Get you a drink. If you do hookahs, if you get some food, just enjoy the vibe. It's a restaurant type setting, just
Right.
in general. It's not a club. It's a vibe. That's what it
right.
is. Just go out and
It's-
enjoy yourself.
Thursday nights, Spice Venue, Frenchie, Craig G, be there.
Right.
Top Floor app. Download the app. DJs, artists, producers, even businesses.
Even small businesses. Now, the reason I created this app was because of the people that's been asking me for my mixes, for my old mixes, some new stuff. So in this quarantine time, I've created 75 mixes on my app, my personal, just me personal, just being home, quarantine. Wow. I've done 75 mixes, from slow jams to reggae to old school to best ofs to whatever, to 80s, 90s, 70s, whatever. Just what I'm feeling, because I'm gonna tell the people, go there. That's where you can find all my stuff. So I did that so I can give it to my peoples and my supporters. But then along the way, I gave an opportunity and a platform for other DJs.
Yes.
So some DJs I've taken off the app because they're not consistent. Like in 9 months, 8 months, you've given me 2 mixes in 9 months. What the hell you been doing in 9 months?
Yeah. That's
like,
not
come on. I got DJs that's hungry, like dogs, like animals. Like I
got 30 for you, Craig.
Well, 30, brother, you doing good.
Ready.
You got 30 ready. So
Easy.
at the end of the day, you need to give them to me, put them on a USB stick, give me some cover arts for each mix, and let's get this ball rolling. Let's get Dame up on the app. I just put Santos up. I put a couple other new DJs up. I had to remove a few. But, I know people got life issues. They got family issues. Some families got caught up with COVID, and, rest their souls, man, and I get it. And people got financial issues. I get it. I get it. But if I see you out every night DJing and not recording your mixes and giving it to me on the app, that's called content. Like, record your mixes. You on live. Record your mixes. Like, give me something. Give your fans something. Think about your fans. End of the day, content is content. Because after you done gave up after those 2 mixes got listened to, the next DJ like Wall Street Dame is going to grab your fan base. Oh yeah, I'm coming to take some food. And those 30 mixes that Dame got, they're going to stay on Dame's mixes for 3-4 weeks. I'm just trying to tell these DJs, man, I'm just trying to give them this game, man. This game was sent to me by somebody else. Yep. So all I'm doing is giving this game to somebody else. Get on the app. I don't care if you on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, whatever cloud you on. This is just a different platform. That's all it is. You need to be on all the platforms. Absolutely. I agree. Craig, I got to say, man, it's like, I'm honored once again. I know we boys. You my homie. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But, this is, to me, this is very important for not necessarily me, but everybody tuning in to hear your story. To get the gems directly from you, because you've been very successful in your ventures. You've had some tough times. So I know you mentioned COVID happening. You've had tough times you've had to persevere through personally. Yeah. And I know that. And you still found a way to push through. Yes. So when I look at the game, I don't look at excuses. I look at perseverance. Right, absolutely. So, absolutely. I want to definitely personally thank you for just the legendary shit you've done, bro. Whatever, man. Whatever that means. That don't mean nothing. You too humble. Legendary means old. I'm a hustler. Shout out my guy G Nice. G Nice, what's up, brother? Yeah, what's up, man? Legendary means old, and I'm a hustler. So you are. That's true. Yeah, so I get what you're saying, but I it's just in my blood. My job is to entertain the people, make the people happy. Yep. And when I see people showing me love, walking down the street, saluting me, or just whatever, or especially playing the app, I love it. That's what I love. Yeah. So we gotta definitely do this, Craig. What I'm gonna have to do is get with you now. I gotta get with you on the weight loss status, because I'm packing on a little something. That's called DJ weight, brother. It's normal. but listen. Brother, you better lose that damn weight, because ain't nothing open after 9:30, because COVID's outside after 9:30.
Man, Craig, I want to thank you for the time, man. Once again, I'm going to connect with you on the app, definitely.
Yep.
People go out, once again, support the Top Floor app. Download it tonight. If you don't have it, download it now.
DJs,
Okay?
DJs, if you DJs on here, let's go, DJs. We're going to be locked down for a minute, DJs.
Yeah.
Get this app to your fans, your supporters, your family. Tell them to get the app, and then next thing you know, guess what? Now they know how to find you. Now they know how to get it to you. Get me the, you give me the music, you give me a cover art. Now I put it on the app. Now all you gotta do is tell them where to go.
Facts.
I'm gonna do the rest. All you gotta do is make the mix, get it to me.
And they in good hands when you give it to Craig. Just understand.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up. That's my job. I put up. I don't leave it in nobody else's hands. I'm gonna make sure it gets put up because I want it to be done right, and I'm gonna do it. Because it's my app. And shout out to my people, Durizimo out there in Miami, Florida. They put an amazing project together, product, and I'm happy. When people say they like the app, it's easy to navigate. It wasn't easy in the beginning because there was a lot of struggles with the sound because of but you invest in your product, you got to give them some more money to make the sound better. Once it starts sounding good in the car, then your money was well spent.
Absolutely. Get that app. Thursday nights, once again, Spice Venue. Where else are you at? Correct.
Friday, I do this. I take the day off. Saturday, I'm in Saga in Springfield, which is connected to Zone. It's part of Zone, but it's called Saga. It's one of the most prettiest clubs in New England. Yep. That's 5 to 9, and then Sunday I'm in Hartford at Casona. So I'm only doing 3 spots right now, and God willing, we don't get shut down. I think we're gonna go back to phase 1. Don't know when, but
I think it's happening.
Encourage your people to wear their mask, and if you see somebody without a mask, just smack the shit out of them and tell them it's from their governor. Say it's from your governor. Yeah,
tell them that here's on my lawyer.
Yeah, say your governor said WAP.
Oh man, Craig,
Serious,
you're my homie. I'll holler at you. Appreciate it. All right.
Dame, thank you everybody that's been tuned in since 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I appreciate you guys.
Yep.
And that's it, man. Make sure you support those unsigned artists that's on the app, the unsigned businesses. Listen to the DJs, entertain you. You know what I mean? Let's just have a good time and enjoy it. Everybody be safe out there, man. Please be safe. Keep that mask handy, man, for real.
Yep. I agree.
DJ Rawls, my brother. What's up, guys? See you out there.
Yep. Salute to all the DJs on the mix, on the live. Craig, once again, I appreciate you, brother.
Dame, my brother, and Selector, big up yourself.
Boom.
All right, have a good night, y'all.
You too. Have a good night, brother.
I gotta go count this $27 I just made. Crypto Flex, my brother.
I counted 40 on Friday.
$27 I'm about to make. Because I ain't work. I've been on the phone with you guys, but it's okay. Good night, y'all. Have a good night.
All right, take care, Craig. All right, once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, it is the Promoters Ball. Shouts out to Craig G. Shouts out to everybody tuning in. This is brought to you by MTR Podcasts. If you're not familiar with MTR Podcast, that's my podcast with my team. Shouts out to OVO Rel, Audemars One, and also King Show 1984. You can find us on Spotify. We release episodes every Saturday. So MTR Podcasts. Check us out. Also, salute to all my DJs on the live. DJ Enigma, I see you. I've seen a lot of Drewski. Seen everybody, all the promoters. I'm ready to talk to you each and every week. I'm going to just bring you some content. New people, you don't know who I'm going to talk to. I'm going to talk to somebody to tell your story, drop some gems, have some fun times with Dame. Once again, the Promoters Ball. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share the live, because if y'all don't share the live, no one's going to see this. So make sure y'all share the live. I want to thank everybody in the feast. I see you, the Mama J of the Year. Holding it down. I love y'all. Respect. Have a good night.